What is going on, hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub, and this is K-Dub's High Five, 5 rapid fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. And today, it's one of our favorites. He's the hobby marketing director at Panini. He's a diehard Denver Broncos fan. He's one of my favorite people. Give it up for Tracy Hackler at Tracy Hackler on Twitter. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, K-Dub. That's a very generous intro. I'll gladly take it, and your check is in the mail, bro.
Every week I try to go one higher. So anyways, how this works, I got 5 questions I'm going to throw at you, hobby related, one right after another. You can answer as long or as short as you see fit. You ready to take on the high five?
Yes, sir.
All right. First question. You are a diehard Denver Broncos fan. It's always fun to learn. How did you become a fan of the Denver Broncos?
A great question. So I live here in the heart of cowboy country, and for a lot of my youth in the 70s, because I'm real old, I was a Cowboy fan. And then Super Bowl 12 happened, and the Cowboys played the Broncos, and they destroyed the Broncos. And I think I developed an affinity for the underdog. At watching Super Bowl 12, I felt bad for the orange and blue team, and felt like they needed some love. So I started following them, and 5 short years later, they traded for a guy named John Elway, and that really got me hooked. And I've been a diehard fan ever since.
I love it. I love it, man. We all kind of root for those underdogs. I mean, I'm a Vikings fan, so I'm always rooting for the underdog. So,
in fact, I understand that. My oldest son's middle name is Elway, if you believe that, and my dog is named Bronco. So I'm committed, bro.
You're sold out through thick and thin.
All in.
Oh, all right. Next question here. Obviously, your career is hobby related, but who would you say have been some of your biggest influences in your own personal hobby journey, whether that be collecting or getting into the hobby as a career?
Well, I'll give you kind of 2 different eras of answers. So when I started collecting in the mid to late 70s, my brother Tim was a huge influence in that, and our love for trading cards, we kind of bonded together back then. And then as I got older and was able to turn this into a profession, there's so many people who've really aided my walk, and I'm going to give you some names, and I'm probably going to inadvertently leave out some names, so I apologize in advance. But from the very beginning of my time at Beckett, people like Pepper Hastings, Tim Polsey, Planet Mike Payne, and Dr. Beckett himself were huge influences in the path I took back then in the mid 90s. A guy I met while working at Beckett, Scott Prusha, has become one of my best friends in the world. I shared an office with him. I was in his wedding. Awesome. He's been a huge influence on me. And then no matter where I've been, at Beckett, going to Donruss, going back to Beckett, and then coming to Panini, I've just been so blessed and fortunate to be surrounded by really, really great people. And the list goes on and on. Joe White is another name that comes to mind. He runs our customer service now. But again, a lot of these people I've known since I started at Beckett and have been just profound influences on my collecting journey, and more importantly, on my personal journey.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it. So you talked about getting into collecting in the 70s. Do you have a dream card that you've always wanted, or a favorite card that you got that's sitting in your collection right now?
I think my favorite card, and it's going to come down to 2 most likely. Back in the early days, the 84 John Elway rookie card was my kind of grail back before grails became car payments. But the 98 playoff honors Pro Bowl souvenirs autograph card of Elway has the big ugly silver autograph sticker on it. Back when they used the autograph sticker, the silver like foil looking ones. But it includes a piece of his Pro Bowl jersey from his final ever game. So after he won Super Bowl 33, he went to the Pro Bowl, wore the jersey. So the card has the silver autograph sticker and a prime piece of Pro Bowl jersey. So that's one of them. And then the other one, a few years back in National Treasures, John Elway did an inscriptions card but he went over the top. There's like 4 or 5 different inscriptions on one card. It's like Super Bowl 32 MVP, or 33 MVP, Super Bowl 32 champion, Hall of Fame induction year. I think, and so that card is just beautiful. And I think that would probably be number one.
Nice. Oh, I love it. So Elway's the guy then.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he, as my son, who's named after Elway, I like to say we love Elway as a player. I love him regardless, but my oldest son Clayton is not so high on him as a VP of football operations. I love him regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about products. Obviously, Panini has so many great products. As a collector inside of you, what product kind of gets you the most excited and why?
My answer to this question has probably changed a little bit recently, but the product that I love the most that we do is playbook football. I love the booklet theme.
Yeah.
It's pretty unique for its for the sport, and then some of the designs of the booklets, whether it's the Game of Inches booklets or make a red zone. I just love the intricate die cutting, the use of acetate on top of prime memorabilia stuff. It just blows me away still.
Yeah.
But I think because it's so new for us, and I'm such a big UFC fan, I would say UFC Prism might be my new favorite.
Yeah, that is a great product too. I know a lot of UFC guys who were really excited when Prism came out for UFC. So
yeah, I love watching that.
All right, last question here. Obviously, Panini moving into 2022 now, which seems crazy. What are you most excited about for Panini moving forward into the new year?
That is a good question, K-Dub. And I would say, I mean, there's so many things. Like the thing I've always loved about working here at Panini, I'm going on 11 years, I think, is that I never know from one day to the next when I walk in the door what is going to happen. What new product am I going to see for the first time? What cards am I going to get the first look at and be able to show people on social? Who would be coming in to sign autographs? And so there's always a reason to be excited when they come in. I think looking ahead to the end of 21 and 22, I think, you know, the NFT space is growing hugely for us. I mean, I'm a big physical card guy. I'll always be a tangible card guy. But to see that the NFT section growth for us has been pretty exciting. And I think you never know like what new licenses might pop up on the horizon that we're going to take advantage of. But and then, man, the 2021 season starts in a couple of weeks. And yeah. I'm a huge NFL guy, so I can't wait to see what happens with that season. And we, you know, the industry's in a place that it's really never been before in terms of number of people participating and the number of new people coming in or people rediscovering it for the first time in a long time. And so there have been a lot of occasions over the last 18 to 24 months where we thought, oh, we're never going to top that. And then the next week we top it. And the next week we top that. So I think we stopped saying that, but we still are just blown away by what we're seeing, whether it's modern cards being sold for exorbitant, crazy money or a new product technology that we're seeing. It's just sky's the limit. And I'm really excited and can't wait to see what 2022 holds.
Absolutely. Well, I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait to see what happens as well. All right. Last one, bonus question. You're a huge Denver Broncos fan. I got to know, is Peyton Manning in your top 5 Broncos QBs of all time?
Oh, he's got, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Really? As a Bronco?
I mean, dude, there's only 2 quarterbacks who won Super Bowls.
True.
And so, I mean, he might not be number 2, though. He might be, I mean, I'm trying to, because I was a big Tim Tebow fan. I know he wasn't a traditional quarterback the way a lot of people wanted, but he
Absolutely.
I mean, Jake Plummer has to be in there.
Yep.
Brian Greasy had the tough task of following John Elway, which anytime you have to follow a legend like that's really tough. I'm trying to think Craig Morton going back to the 70s, but I think Peyton has to be in the top 5. And dude, he might be number 2. If you ask most Broncos fans, he might be number 2. But there's a lot. I was a big fan of Brock Osweiler too.
Oh yeah.
That didn't pan out for. In fact, if the Broncos ever hit on a quarterback, I'm going to be like, I'm not an investor, but I'm a favorite team hoarder, and so my Broncos quarterback collection over the last few years has included guys like Trevor Siemian, didn't do too well.
Oh yeah.
Brock Osweiler didn't do too well. Paxton Lynch didn't do too well. Drew Lock, I still think he can be the guy, and I love Teddy Bridgewater as a person.
Absolutely.
You know him as a Viking guy.
Yep.
But he's such a class dude, and I had the chance to do a bunch of events with him, so I'm rooting for him.
Me too.
I hope that he does big things as a starter. And so anyway, that's a long-winded answer. I didn't even answer your question. Well, I guess I answered your question.
All right. Oh yeah, the very start you answered it. So, anyways, all right. Hey, that's all we got. We got a high five at the end. That's the end of the high five. You can follow Tracy on Twitter at Tracy Hackler. Also, check out at Panini America. If you're bored, you can follow me at Mr. K-Dub. Reminder to all you guys, be the good in the world. Tracy, I thank you so much for joining me, and y'all take care.
Hey, Kyle, love what you do, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for coming on.
This is a demo sound of freeintromusic.com.